Welcome everyone to another episode of Stiglr for the Details. My name is Stiglr Alan Dickerson, and today we're going to be unboxing the latest arrival from GMT, The Last 100 Yards, the Solomon Islands, which is Volume 3 in the series that was begun with the original The Last 100 Yards. This is a tactical level combat game set in World War II, and it's got some really unique properties in it that make it a lot different from, say, Advanced Squad Leader or any of the other tactical level systems that are in vogue today. So I'm really excited to get a look at this. So let's tear the shrink wrap off and see what we get. All right, nice sturdy 2-inch GMT box that we've come to expect as of late. So we've got a version 2.0 series rulebook that weighs in at about 40 pages. This is not a very complex system, but it is involved, and as I said, it introduces some really new concepts. The finest of which I think is the variable time concept, where a mission is set to be a certain amount of time, but the problem is you don't know how much time will elapse for each turn until after the turn is done. So you can have, say, 30 minutes to capture an objective, and you can start to move your forces, and then you'll find out maybe each turn is taking 5 minutes instead of 2 minutes, and then you'll find yourself pressed for time and have to make some really hard tactical decisions as far as, how much time you're going to take to set up and coordinate and attack. So it's a very fast moving but tense system. The rules are very well done, full color, and as you can see, there's lots of detailed illustrations of terrain and hexes and how to do things. Up until now, the version 1 rules haven't gone through that much fine tuning, so I'm expecting that these version 2 rules will be even better than those. Moving on, we have our playbook, which is 36 pages, and this contains all of the scenarios, of which there are 10, and also a section on extended examples of play. So you can see step by step what's happening and why. And these are all outlined for people who are a little bit intimidated by the size and depth of the rule book. Then moving on, we have a casualty and time track. And again, as I said, this is central to the system, where each side starts on a continuum morale spectrum that takes into account the casualties that are taken. And of course, if you get past a certain point, your force breaks and you automatically lose. And then you have the time track over here, where you keep track of how much time has elapsed or how much time is remaining. And then there at the bottom is the ever important initiative, and also a sequence of play there, so you can keep track of what's going on. So there's a lot of information packed onto this one track that will sit at the side of the map as you play. Then we have 5 mission cards for a total of 10 missions around the Solomon Islands. And these are sequentially numbered, starting with 33. So apparently in Last 100 Yards and in the Airborne set. There have been 32 missions thus far, so now we pick up with mission 33, the outpost. And on the back, we have mission 34, the Lost Patrol, the ambush for mission 35, and Galloping Horse Ridge for mission 36, which I hear is kind of what the movie The Thin Red Line is based on, and I can only hope that this will bring a little bit more realism and appropriateness than The Thin Red Line ever did. Anyway, we've got a total of 10 missions, some of which use single maps, some of which use double maps in various configurations. Here, there. So we've got 10 new missions. Here is the fold-out player's aid with all of the charts and tables you'll need, terrain effects, combat results, losses, disruption, concealment loss, all of these things that are part and parcel of the game, plus the all-important assault resolution table that you'll use for the close action segments of the game. So there are 2 of those. Now we come to the counter sheets. So these look like 3/4 inch or 5/8 inch minimum counters. Counter art by Charlie Kibler, so you know that's going to look good. And these are just some administrative counters here, and well, a couple of combat counters that made its way on there. And then we have the full-size counter sheets. And these are really, really nice. Really nice colors. Lots of detail. There's the Americans. And we have the Japanese here, which are kind of an off-white with a faded red sun there in the back. That's a pretty nice touch. And these are administrative counters for administering fire effects that happen during the turns. And then some more administrative counters here. And also, these look like kind of, oh, these are targeting markers for mortars. Got some foxholes in here, smoke. Looks really interesting. Now moving into the map sheets, we have the standard stiff cardboard maps that we've become accustomed to in the rest of the series, and these are really nice. The colors are a little bit intense for my taste, but you do get used to them. They've got these really large, oversized hexes, and I will say that these are the only games that I own that make use of caltrops hexes, where they don't fully delineate the sides of each hex side, but kind of leave that space open. But for this one, I'm willing to allow that. Anyway, these also have these contour markings here in black. They're kind of hard to see until you get really close in. These contour lines, which obviously affect the line of sight and aid in concealment. It's overall, it gives a very interesting army map feel to the proceedings. So here we have a jungle area here with some crisscrossing paths and some huts and homesteads. So this being the Solomon Islands and Guadalcanal, there is very foliage heavy type of terrain here, but there are definitely some open spaces there for firefights, bonsai charges, what have you. Have some very, very dark, foreboding rivers here. Some coastal areas you can see here. more coastal areas, and more rivers. And all these maps are geomorphic, and so they're done in the old Panzerblitz style, where each of the roads go off of the map at points that link up with the other maps. Finally, you get a bag here of 4 dice and a little insert here that you can get rid of and replace with counter trays if you wish. But all of this will fit very nicely into the 1.5-inch box, or no, I guess maybe it's 2 inches all over. So that is what you get inside The Last 100 Yards, Volume 3, The Solomon Islands. I'm really looking forward to picking this up and giving it a go, seeing what we can do with the Japanese versus the U.S. Marines and other services. And that's all we have for this time. I've been Stiglr for the Details, and we'll see you next time.